no. There we go. Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. I don't know what happened there. The pre-roll glitched on me and froze in the one section there. Hello. Thank you for clicking on. Um, Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching at your convenience. I know a lot of stuff's going on, so we may not have a whole lot of people in here watching live, but that's okay. We appreciate you watching no matter when it is. And a special hello to Chrissy, to Nancy, and to Not Going Away. And once again, to all of you for clicking on. Got some news, and then we got some things to talk about. We're going to be announcing the nominees for some of the Dufi Awards, which will be coming up here in the not too distant future, and taking some nominees for some categories, at least one other category tonight. So, with all that being said, again, thank you for being here. And let's just get right to the headlines. Hello, Mater. Let's get right to the headlines. Here's what's going on as far as mainstream media and what I consider the breaking news. Trump apparently reaped over $100 million through fraud. Was in New York, and that's according to Reuters. The Guardian, Matt Gaetz accuses Kevin McCarthy of cutting a secret side deal with Biden. Politico says U.S. to send more aid to Ukraine soon amid funding concerns, and that comes from the White House. And CNN, an exclusive, has John Kelly going on the record to confirm several disturbing stories regarding the former president, Donald Trump. Los Angeles Times, how LaFonza Butler became Gavin Newsom's pick for Senate. LaFonza Butler, I had absolutely no idea who this person was when I found out that she was picked. It might be one of the most savvy political moves that I've seen in a while. Uh, the governor of California is going to he had a lot of people pressuring him with a lot of different choices, um, and he picked somebody that nobody expected, and he didn't pick one of the people that was getting pushed out front. And keep in mind now, this is just for filling a seat. There will be an election to permanently fill um, the senator from California, Feinstein, to fill her seat permanently. But in the meantime, he's appointing um, a temporary senator. So it'll be interesting to see how that's my take on it. It'll be interesting to see how everyone else views that pick. The next and final of our mainstream media stories comes from NPR, National Public Radio. The military has no role in politics. That's according to retiring chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Miley. Um, so let's get to a couple of other stories that did not make the top headlines. The House Republican members are going to try to expel Matt Gaetz, and this comes as Gaetz is making renewed threats to try to get Speaker McCarthy removed as Speaker to vacate to, va- to vacate the Speaker of the House. And I talked about it in the past that as it's incredibly dangerous because the Speaker of the House at the moment, they're trying to change this now, but at the moment, the Speaker of the House does not have to be an elected member of the House. Um, and the Speaker of the House is number 3 behind the President and the Vice President as far as the order of secession. So, Gates, being a prime Trump supporter, if there's going to be a move made, I would suspect it would be to try to put Trump in as Speaker of the House, as absolutely freaking ludicrous as that sounds. How ludicrous is it that the guy's not got 91 felonies and he's still leading Republican Party for the nomination in the primaries as the presumptive nominee? So let's, anything could happen, especially with this guy. And Sunday, it did. Slurring his words, Trump starts riffing about how he would rather be electrocuted to death than be eaten by a shark. And just in case you think I'm kidding.
But if I'm sitting down and that boat's going down and I'm on top of a battery and the water starts flooding in, I'm getting concerned. But then I look 10 yards to my left and there's a shark over there. So I have a choice of electrocution or shark. You know what I'm going to take? Electrocution. I will take electrocution every single time. Do we agree? I will take electrocution.
I know that was pressing. I know a lot of people were concerned which he would finally decide. What in the middle of a political speech, you decide you're going to talk about you're on a sinking boat, which is, somewhat fitting probably. And would you rather be electrocuted or eaten by a shark? I don't. My head, with everything that's going on with him, that's what's in his head at that particular moment. Just something to think about. As is this. This was one of the headlines from USA Today. Welcome to New York, quote unquote. Taylor Swift cheers on Travis Kelce for second week in a row. With everything that's going on in the world, one of the biggest stories is who a pop singer is dating, and the fact that he happens to be a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's gone a little jump the shark, not to well, actually, yes, to kind of piggyback off the Trump shark story. Uh, um, kind of jump the shark, which is a term that comes from Happy Days and Fonzie doing a water ski jump. You knew when that happened that the series was over. That's just too far. They've taken it too far. The NFL's taken it too far. Mainstream media's taken it too far. But that's the world we live in. Okay. Um, a couple other things I need to talk about, and I personally consider them fairly serious topics. Russian authorities will hold large-scale drills across the country on October 3rd. This is going to be starting in a few hours. Because of the growing danger, let me highlight this so you can all see where we're at. Russian authorities will hold large-scale drills across the country tomorrow, later on, within 6 hours of as I'm doing this live. They're going to hold a nationwide nuclear drill. Russia is set to hold nationwide exercises early next month. This was from Newsweek, in preparation for the danger of armed conflicts involving nuclear powers. Russia's preparing for nuclear war. Russia's telling its citizens to prepare for nuclear war. Growing danger of armed conflicts, including nuclear capable powers near Russian borders. This is from the Baza Telegram channel, a link to Russia's security service reported last Thursday, citing the head of Russian Federation Service for Surveillance on Consumer Rights Protection and Human Well-Being. This will be the first time that Moscow has held such drills. They've never done this before. Okay. To me, this is, you know, if you're an analyst and you're connecting dots, this is one of those dots that's so big that it's kind of already touching other dots, in my opinion. But let's go on. This hold on. There we go. This will be the first time that Moscow has held such drills, which will imagine that Russia is at least partially under martial law and that up to 70% of the country's housing facilities have been destroyed. The exercises will also suppose that general mobilization has ended and there's the possibility of radioactive contamination. That's what they're practicing tomorrow. Um, all across Russia, they're practicing this. That doesn't mean it's going to happen the day after tomorrow. Oddly enough, a nuclear movie from back in the late 70s, early 80s. Um, but it is it should be a warning to all of us that, maybe we ought to just take it just a tiny bit serious that they're doing this. All right. Never done it before. Um, Putin is going to be traveling to China. Vladimir Putin, the leader of Russia, is going to be traveling to China to meet with Z. Um, and the last time Putin traveled to China, he met with Z. 2 days later, Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia was prepared for the invasion already, saying it was drills. And as soon as the meeting between Russia and China concluded and China gave its blessing, because China's propping Russia up. That's just the way it is. And Putin is going to go visit Z again in China sometime in October, is all they'll say, because Putin never travels outside the country. And when he does, it's not announced as a prearranged thing, other than they said October. Analysts are expecting it to be the end of this week or the beginning or middle or end of next week. I know that's kind of broad, but eh, they're just, they too, as we all do when we analyze things, are connecting dots. Now, what are we doing? Well, in case you haven't been watching, um, October the 4th, the day after tomorrow, Russia is holding a nationwide drill. On Friday, or I'm sorry, on Wednesday, October 4th, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, Communications Commission, the FCC, will conduct a nationwide test of the Emergency Alert System, the EAS, and the Wireless Emergency Alerts, WEA. This is going to be across every device in the United States. It includes TVs, radios, cell phones. The national test will consist of two portions, testing both the WEA and EAS capabilities. Both tests are scheduled to begin at approximately 2:20 on Wednesday the 4th. Again, I'm going to be broadcasting. I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live here on the computer Wednesday at 2 p.m. The test will start at 2:20. Um, Everybody watching, I'll want to know if the test came to you, if you didn't get it, if there was any kind of problems, anything like that. Um, and let's be honest, the only reason, there are three reasons that immediately come to mind. Three reasons why the um, system would be used in a non-test situation: incoming nuclear missiles, incoming asteroid, alien invasion. That's the only three things that come to mind that involve the entire nation. All right. If it's a warning of an earthquake or warning of a storm or a fire or any other thing that comes to mind, it's not going to cover the entire country. We only need a national emergency alert for very few big things. Russia is preparing their citizens tomorrow for something that's probably going to happen in the next couple of weeks to a month. There's going to be a tactical nuclear weapon used, probably by Russia. And as soon as that first one is used, no matter what happens, panic is going to ensue around the world because as soon as everybody hears nuclear bomb, they're going to freak. And that's when shortages are going to happen, supply chains are going to break down, and we're going to possibly be in World War III. I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just telling you what it looks like from where I'm sitting. And we need to pay attention. And of course, I'm going to be. So all you got to do is watch me. But if you don't, you know, if you want to pay attention to things, pay attention to when Putin goes to China. Pay attention to um, what happens with Germany, what happens with France, and what happens with Poland. Now, Wednesday night, Wednesday during the afternoon, I'm going to be on doing the emergency alert thing beginning at 2 p.m. Wednesday night at 9 p.m., Chris and I are going to be doing a world sit rep. We'll be talking about all of this. We'll also be talking about U.S. troops going to Ecuador for um, to stop the drug trade and to battle drug gangs in Ecuador. We'll talk about the UK, the United Nations has formally approved Kenya sending police forces into Haiti to fight the drug gangs there. We'll talk about a lot of stuff at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So that's what's coming up. Um, a lot of stuff, a lot of potentially heavy stuff. So that's what's happening now. To some more lighter stuff. Um, the second thing, a guy calls himself Mags. All right, is the second thing in the headline. Um, he's been on the program before. He came on and he wouldn't answer a couple of questions at the beginning from me. He just wanted to have a debate with Lori Arnold, and we facilitated that. Lori primarily kicked his butt, if I remember correctly, during that debate. Well, he's written a book, all right, and the book is caused quite a stir from what I understand. I haven't read the book, um, but he's written a book, and it's caused quite a stir, and it's my gosh, some of the um, normally, I don't talk about rumors, I don't talk about gossip. I kind of keep to the facts, and if I happen to go on Lori Arnold's stream, um, then we gossip a little bit on there on occasion, and we don't do it very often. So if you ever see us on, you need to watch because it's great content. Um, we I tried to keep a straight face. Um, we we've heard things, all right, about this book and about how there might be some kind of conspiracy um, uh, uh, behind the behind the book, and that there may be some fake outrage that the outrage the people with the outrage might be really working with just a lot of stuff um, that at the moment seems unsubstantiated, but in this day and age, who knows? Like I said, I haven't read the book yet. Don't know if I will. Um, Speaking of books, while we're talking about books, this is my latest. This is number 3 of the novels. I've got a nonfiction as well. But anyway, this is not about me or my books. This is about a guy who calls himself Mags. Had him on the show before, and going to see if we can't get him back on to talk about the book. Uh, now, hey, I got to tell you, in case you're unaware, there are some really good um, impersonators out there. So if it ends up I'm doing something and talking about the book and I end up getting duped that it's not the real Mags, disclaimer. Okay, I'm putting a disclaimer out there right now because there's some really good impersonators. We're gonna try to see if I'll get him to come on because I've got a couple of questions. One of the questions is he says he's a freedom fighter. He's part of a freedom movement, and he quit paying his bills and he quit working and because he was going to fight for freedom. But part of that freedom appears to be wanting to take away everybody's vote that doesn't own property. And somebody that, you know, hadn't paid their bills and filed bankruptcy, and the only reason he's got property is because the government allowed him to keep it when he filed his bankruptcy, really wants to take other people's votes. What kind of freedom is that really? That's something I'd like to ask face to face. That's why I'd like to have him on. Um, and then a lot of people have questions about the book already. I've had a lot of people, hey, have you seen this? And hey, what the, did he really, was he part of that? Was he there when this happened? Because that's not how it happened. So a lot of people have a lot of questions about it. And I just think it would be, I just think it'd be interesting to uh, to hear from him. And he always said, when Lori kicked his butt in the debate, right before that, he said, I'll come back on and I'll answer all your questions about everything. But right now, I'm just here to talk to her. So that's what happened. Um, Now, the other thing before we get to the nominees. Is running for Congress classes. All right, I've decided I'm going to conduct some running for Congress classes. Um, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I put out, if old Dave Rydell really wants to run for Congress, um, before he does that, debate with me. Have a debate with me before you do that. Embarrass yourself in front of tens of people on the internet watching you and me instead of embarrassing yourselves in front of millions of people in Ohio. Um, because that's what would happen if you were to put your name in. Okay. And if you don't believe me, come on and debate me. Well, we won't do it here. We'll you pick a channel, you pick a mod, maybe your old buddy Mags. Mags comes on here, promotes his book. I go on Mags channel with you for a debate. And and David, let me tell you a couple of things. All right. Couple of things about running for Congress. If you if you have not been asked to run for Congress, then you are running on an overinflated ego and an incredible ignorance of what it's really all about. Now, you can put your name on the ballot. You can say, I'm going to run for Congress in the primary. And that doesn't mean crap because they can throw it right off. All right. And the kind of publicity that you would generate, it will get thrown right out. You'll never be in a primary. So don't even embarrass yourself by talking about this. Come and debate me first. Let me educate you a little bit. Let me give you a running for Congress class, and maybe you'll see the ignorance of what you're spouting. Because, sir, it's ignorant. All right. That's that. um, and Cool. I'm trying to get done in under a half hour because, like I said, I know a lot of things are going on, people watching other things, and a lot of people will watch this on at their convenience, not necessarily here live. But I do thank all of you being here live. Let me hop back over into chat here. Not going away. Mater, GA, GA from CA. Haven't seen you in a long time. Um, Hope all is well with you. Hi, Patty. Um, Pat Tulliver, hello to you. And okay, I think I've hit everybody in the chat. I hope so. I greatly appreciate um, people that come in and chat. All right, so here we go. The nominees for the second annual Dufi Awards. Um, can't believe it's been a year and since the first Dufis, but the second one is going to be even better. We've got what we're going to do. I've got categories, and the first thing we determine is the top 10 nominees, and then instead of just one winner, there will be four. It's going to be like the Mount Rushmore. Like the Mount Rushmore, the first category is the top 10 most influential characters in the 1776 and opposition uh, crap cacophony or poo production or shit show, any whatever you want to call them. Um, the 1776 RM and opposition, and it's kind of fitting that we announce it here as Mag's book has come out. Because Mike's didn't make the list. The I put this out probably a month ago to get the top 10 characters to get the first couple of categories, and Mags wasn't drawing near the attention back then that he has been over the past couple of days. Um, so here we go. The top 10 most influential character nominees in the 1776 RM and opposition year and a half that we've done it since. Now this goes from since um, I've done it since Bunker Hill to present. Okay, because we did last Dufi Awards, we started with the convoys and went kind of to Bunker Hill, and then once they left Bunker Hill, I thought the thing was over, so I'm doing the Dufi Awards, and the thing just kept going. Well, these characters, no particular order, but um, there's a little more influence in, or at least I see a little more online influence in this list. Just slight, a couple, just and the names that did not make it. Um, the online influence was a little heavier, um, where the on the ground influence was significant in the first time around. So here we go. Top 10 characters in the 1776 RM and opposition. This is you can vote for your four favorites, and you as viewers um, will determine who they are. Red Squirrel, Crystal, Red Mama, Defender of Ants, Oreo, Anarchy Princess, David Rydell, Lori Arnold, Screamin' Steve, Telescope, and Carl. Those are your 10. Carl, Screamin' Steve, Telescope, Oreo, Lori Arnold, Red Squirrel, Crystal, also known as Red Mama, Defender of Ants, Anarchy Princess, and David Rydell, the nominees for the top 10. Who are the four most? It doesn't matter if they're on your side or not on your side. We're looking for the four most influential characters in this whole thing that we've been following. Um, and I'll tell you what, the reason one of the reasons that I'm doing this is because this stuff is a welcome distraction to me. All right, because I focus on a whole lot of bigger, serious stuff, and I can laugh about this and not take it any of it too serious. So the whole thing was very significant and important to me, and I enjoyed watching everything that happened and interviewing people that I was able to blah 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 blah. All right, next category of the ones we're going to introduce tonight: the top 10 sayings. The top 10 sayings um, from basically when they were in Bunker Hill and decided they were going to go to DC. So from that time until the present, a lot of these are classics. And again, in no particular order, you can vote for your top four. That'll be up tomorrow on the community page on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you can DM me there. You can DM me if in one of the discords. You can email americandufus@gmail.com or on the community posts um, beginning tomorrow on American Doofus channel on YouTube. Or you can DM me on Twitter. Um, and I don't know what you do in Twitch, but you know, um, like those with Tourette's, do whatever it is you people do. I said, shout out, and the Easter eggs are still here. Damnation Drive-In, Sam Singe, Baldy Banks. Top 10 sayings from the 1776 RM in opposition. Run, run, run. My tight white pussy. Um, smite, smite, smite. This is how legends are made. Number 5, Mags, get a job. Sorry, that was number 5 in the list. Again, they're in no particular order. I'm just wrote them down based on how they were submitted. And again, the ones with the most votes are the ones that are nominated. Just like the top 4 will be the ones with the most votes. The next one is one that immediately, again, all of these immediately bring you right back to a certain moment. Your car's on fire. The next one is rapture faster. The next one, give me back my phone. Um, the next one, you can all go to hell. I'm going to Ohio. And finally, I didn't choose the broccoli chose me. So those are the 10 nominees for most memorable sayings um, from this once again the 1776 RM in opposition uh, cacophony of crap. Um, run, 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 my tight white pussy. Smite, smite, smite. This is how legends are made. Mags, get a job. Your car's on fire. Rapture faster. Give me back my phone. You can all go to hell. I'm going to Ohio. And I didn't choose the broccoli. The broccoli chose me. Those are our 10 sayings. Again, it'll all be on it'll be on community page on YouTube tomorrow. Um, and then we'll get our final 4, and that'll be our Mount Rushmore of sayings. The best show, since we're talking about the best show, time frame is from uh, Bunker Hill when they decided to go into DC back all the way till current. So here we go. The 10 nominees: Jeff, Captain Red, Lazy Gamer, Telly's Dive Bar, DOA, Back in the Basement, Damnation Drive-In, Truther Cop, Lolo's Lounge, and Tommy Temper. All right, those were the 10 shows that were nominated as the best shows. Again, from Bunker Hill and going into DC, the first going into DC pre um, pre mall occupation all the way up to current. Best show: Damnation Drive-In, Back in the Basement, Telly's Dive Bar, Captain Red, Jeff, Lazy Gamer, DOA, Truther Cop, Tommy Temper, and Lolo's Lounge. All right. I did not get a nomination, and I would not have accepted one had I been given. That's Lyndon Johnson. I will not accept my party's nomination. I will not seek nor accept my party's nomination. So those are our three categories thus far, and there'll be more. Actually, we're going to do one more thing here before we get out of here. Um, I'm going to announce the next thing I'm looking for as far as nominations. We need the top 10 trolls. Who are the top 10 trolls? The absolute best trolls. Okay. Um, Again, you can let me know. You can let me know here in the chat. You can let me know um, in the comments below if you're watching. You're not watching live. You can let me know through email. Again, on the community page, there'll be a post about it. And any way you can get a hold of me, or DM me in one of the discords, whatever it may. We're looking for the top 10 trolls. Who are the best trolls? And we are also looking for, hold on a second. Because I'm writing down two of my favorites, not for trolls, but for the next category. All right. The next category is the top 10 screen names. All right. The, the most hilarious, most creative screen names, generally alts that people use. Um, I'm only going to be looking for 9 because Emerson Biggins is just is on the list. All right, so we only need 9 more screen names. But just to give you an idea of what I'm looking for, the screen name Emerson Biggins. All right. It doesn't mean I'm looking for sexual innuendo. I'm just as far as creative and wordplay and who you think deserves to be on the list. So we're looking for top 10 trolls and top 10 screen names. Um, Actually, I'm going to do 2 because I've got to give an automatic nod to Cunning Stunt. All right. So we're looking for 8 screen names and top 10 trolls. We've got the top 10 sayings, top 10 best shows, and top 10 characters, most influential characters. And we're going to pick the top 4 out of all of those. So if you'd like to take part, you know how to do it. If not, if you don't know how to do it, send me an email and I'll lay it all out to you individually. So, okay, Telly, you're probably, yeah, you got 4 solid trolls right there. Carl, Al Munson, and Charlie Cheswick. Yeah. So those are the 5 categories at the moment. We'll do a couple of more, and then the award show will be coming up. Probably a month from now. maybe sooner, depending on how things play out. So thank you, Lori Arnold, for being here. Thank you, GA. Telly, thank you for being here. Congratulations to congratulations, as if it's a coveted award or something. Congratulations to all the nominees, and um, I'm going to keep, until I hear from David Rydell, I'm going to keep talking about it. And I'd like to have a debate. And again, will Mags come on and talk about his book and answer some questions I have about what freedom really means? Is it white privilege that he's pushing, or is it fascism, or was he mistaken in his comment? I've got somebody sent me the comment, but I'm not going to play it. There's no need. Um, Unless he comes on, then we might. But I hope he does. Now, again, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting a disclaimer out there. I can get fooled, and there are some great impersonators. So if somebody comes on and it's not the real Mags, will I know it? Will you know it? Just messing with y'all. All right. Mags can't read his own book. He literally can't sell autographed editions of it. Night, Telly. Night, y'all. Thank you greatly. Appreciate you always. Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings be upon you if you so wish them. I personally give you peace. Live long and prosper. Love y'all like chocolate chip cookies, and I mean that sincerely. Hey, it's a dark world, getting potentially darker. Try to be a light. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Share this so other people can see it. And I love y'all. See you next time.